So David, welcome to the conference. The first thing I wanted to cover off was the recent agreement that the exchange has signed with the Securities Commission. I believe this is quite a significant advance. Perhaps you could explain to me why it's so significant.
Thanks, Andrew, for the opportunity. Part of our role as operating the exchange is to operate a fair and orderly market. And the timing and process of getting information into the market is critical in that regard. We've had a number of announcements recently by the regulatory agencies. So the ICCC in relation to KINA, FASU in relation to BSP. And these announcements can have a key influence on pricing and volumes in the market. So what we've done is standard practice in a number of markets is come to agreement with the Securities Commission that in their role, making announcements to the market about listed companies, will put in place a process to ensure that the information gets out there in an orderly manner. So that if an announcement can't be made after hours, when it is made during normal trading hours, they'll give us advance notice and we'll be able to manage the market so that everybody has access to the information at the same time and trading is kept orderly.
I guess there's also a symbolism about this agreement, also the fact that you're able to sign an agreement with the Securities Commission at all. There has been a fair amount of confusion about the running of the Securities Commission, so you must be quite pleased to see this coming to some form of conclusion.
We're very happy to see that the resolution of the chairmanship of the Commission imminent. That issue alone has been one of the biggest barriers to our development of the exchange and the growth of the capital markets generally. So resolution of that will be critical to opening up access to capital in PNG.
Excellent. Now, talking about opening up capital, you have got some interesting initiatives which are new that we wanted to talk about this morning. The first is crowdfunding. Can you tell me a little bit more about your plans with that?
Certainly. SMEs are the lifeblood of an economy. And from our perspective, the SMEs of today are the listed companies of tomorrow. So we have a real interest in assisting the SME sector and helping it to grow into sustainable long-term companies. Crowdfunding is a key part of the extension of our offerings to the market to help give access for SMEs to new forms of capital. So we see it as a key part of developing that life cycle of companies within the economy. We are working with a partner and hoping to be able to announce something later this year.
Okay. So that will be something that local companies will be able to access. How do you expect it to be funded?
That will be local companies accessing, and we're expecting it to be funded by local, retail, and institutional investors. In addition to that, we are working on our own fund, which will be a listed fund, and the role of that fund will be to provide access to capital either directly to SMEs or indirectly by working with some of the financial institutions that provide finance to micro and small enterprises. So we're trying to build a whole ecosystem along the value chain from crowdfunding, SME finance, through to expanding the offerings of listed product on the exchange.
So tell me a little bit more about how that might work in practice, that SME fund. You'd be looking to get investors involved in actually providing money to that fund to start with?
We will. We'll be looking at investors from offshore, so impact investors from overseas, local institutions and high net worth investors, and also retail investors having access to that fund. That will provide access to a diversified portfolio of investment into the SME sector.
Now, one of the things, obviously, that's the primary function of a stock exchange is to get new listings onto the stock exchange. As you've suggested, this is a process of helping companies to grow and access capital as they need that. So what are the prospects for new listings on the stock exchange?
Uh, Look, right at the moment, we are seeing the green shoots of growth in that part of the market. We've had more inquiries about new listings in the last 12 months than we've had for years. And we believe there's currently between 2 and 6 companies working on listing in due course. As you say, this is a process. There are lead times for listing. So yeah, we're expecting these to come through within the next 2 years. But if we see somewhere between 2 and 6 listings come to the market, that's a 50% growth in the number of listings that we have, admittedly from a low base, but it starts building both local and international interest in the market. And it brings new capital to the market, which brings new opportunities for growth and for new jobs.
In the short term, David, I guess the thing that you must be watching very, very closely is the proposed merger between Santos and Oil Search, which potentially could see Oil Search removed from your exchange. What are the prospects for encouraging Santos to actually list in PNG? That would be the optimal result for you, wouldn't it?
It would be. If Oil Search is a key part of the market in PNG, if we lose Oil Search, the market capitalisation drops by about 30%. We would be hoping that Santos would list in PNG, which, as it happens, would lift the market capitalisation by about 30%. Now, that not just gives existing Oil Search investors in PNG continued access to the market, and there's about 5,000 Oil Search investors in PNG at the moment. But that change increases the visibility of the Papua New Guinea market internationally, which further serves to attract international investment. So we would be hoping, and we believe the government is also working towards Santos listing in Papua New Guinea.
That would be very exciting. A bit of a landmark if that should go ahead. The other thing that stock exchanges, particularly smaller stock exchanges, have a challenge with is technology. Obviously, to make the exchange as visible to international investors as possible, you need to make sure you're on the trading systems that they typically use every day. So what progress is being made in making sure that PNG stocks are available to international investors quickly and easily?
That's a very good question. And one of the benefits of COVID has been the last 12 months have given us an opportunity to look at the infrastructure generally. And a key part of that is technology. And we currently have a world-class trading system. But as we know, there are issues of infrastructure reliability in Papua New Guinea. So we are exploring taking that trading system virtual and hosting it in the cloud. That would give us an opportunity not just to support the PNG market, but to support other regional markets as well. So it gives us a growth opportunity. It also gives us an opportunity to make the PNG market more accessible internationally. The other thing it does provide is it provides us an opportunity to look at post-trade solutions as well. So look at taking the current manual paper-based systems to an electronic system hosted in the cloud. So there's exciting opportunities there. But technology is just one part of the infrastructure of the exchange. The other thing in the last 12 months has given us an opportunity to do is to start redrafting the listing rules and the business rules and upgrade the soft infrastructure that supports the exchange to address some of the shortcomings that have existed in that part of the market as well.
David, it sounds like you've got your hands full over the next coming months. We'll look forward to hearing more about that crowdsourcing and also that listed fund in due course. Good luck with the Santos Oil Search situation, and we'll look forward to talking to you again hopefully next year when a lot of these things will hopefully be in place.
Thank you, Andrew. We're looking forward to a very exciting 12 months ahead.